Imagine reaching the absolute peak of martial arts mastery, gaining the power to shatter mountains, and then realizing that what you actually want to do is grow rice, raise chickens, and live a quiet, peaceful life. But what happens when your little farm in the mountains becomes the most important, overpowered, and heavily guarded location in the entire cultivation world? Welcome to Beware of Chicken 2, the second hilarious, heartwarming, and utterly addictive installment in Casualfarmer's groundbreaking Beware of Chicken series. If you are exhausted by the grimdark, ruthless, and hyper-competitive tropes of traditional Xianxia and just want a story that feels like a warm hug, this audiobook will completely heal your soul. It is a masterclass in cozy cultivation, blending serene farming mechanics, laugh-out-loud comedy, and the sheer, unadulterated joy of watching a pragmatic farmer accidentally become a living legend. The narrative picks up with Jin and his growing family, both human and animal, continuing their idyllic life in the Hidden Springs sector. Jin is just trying to expand his farm, perfect his brewing techniques, and raise his son Shen in a peaceful environment. But the cultivation world has a funny way of crashing into his backyard. Between hosting eccentric immortal masters, dealing with heavenly tribulations that his farm animals treat like minor weather events, and managing the rapidly expanding influence of his sect, Paragon Peak, Jin's quiet life is anything but boring. The atmosphere is a brilliant juxtaposition of the serene, beautiful landscapes of his mountain home and the absurd, high-stakes drama of cultivators who are utterly baffled by Jin's completely nonchalant approach to godhood. The audiobook narration is an absolute triumph, perfectly capturing the deadpan, pragmatic internal monologues of Jin and the hilariously over-the-top dramatic reactions of the traditional cultivators who visit his farm. But beyond the laugh-out-loud comedy and the farming mechanics, the soul of Beware of Chicken lies in its deeply heartwarming found family dynamics and the incredible animal cast. Jin's relationships with his wives, his son, and his impossibly strong, spiritually enlightened pets, Moo the dog, Bo the cat, and Da the rooster, provide a deeply emotional anchor to the story. These aren't just pets, they are loyal, fiercely protective companions who happen to be capable of fighting off demonic beasts with a single peck or bite. The audiobook format elevates their quirky personalities, making every interaction between the animals and the terrified, awestruck visiting cultivators feel incredibly charming and deeply immersive. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing remains delightfully relaxed, but the emotional and comedic payoff is staggering. The actual climax isn't a world-ending battle, it's a spectacular, hilarious convergence of sect politics, a massive heavenly tribulation, and a deeply heartwarming family milestone. Jin and his family must protect their home and their way of life, not through ruthless violence, but through overwhelming, unapologetic kindness, sheer agricultural abundance, and the terrifying god-tier power of a rooster who just wants to protect his flock. Beware of Chicken 2 is a triumph of cozy fantasy and comedic Xianxia. It is gentle, hilarious, and unapologetically heartwarming. Casualfarmer has crafted a sequel that proves you don't need to be a ruthless killer to reach the peak of cultivation. Plug in your headphones, grab a cup of tea, and join Jin on the farm. The heavens might be calling, but the rice needs to be harvested first.